Hey everybody, welcome to another FB Live training. We are talking about selling this week. So we got to fire this inner critic. We have to find our inner badass and we need to finally build our business. Now that could be a brand new business. You could be a corporate warrior duking it out in your 9 to 5, figuring out what you're going to do next, wanting to build a business, aspiring to build a business, and maybe that's where you're coming from with firing your inner critic, finding your inner badass, and building your business. Or you could already be in business for yourself. You could have a number of businesses, but maybe those businesses are not what you really think you were put on this earth to do. Maybe you've got a convenience store and a gas station and a Family Dollar, and you are a doctor or a practicing attorney, and you just look at all of the things you've got your hands in and you realize that this is not it for you. This is not what you were meant to do. And so even when we have successful businesses, even when we are duking it out in our 9 to 5s, trying to figure out how to make a way out of no way, how to create a successful business, nothing about either of those situations, whether you're already in business or you're aspiring to be in business, nothing about that changes the fact that you have to be good with and at selling. So many of you in the private Facebook group, and again, if you're watching this on YouTube, please join us in the private Facebook group. There is a strong community of entrepreneurs here. There's a strong sense of people supporting each other in finding their inner badass and finally building their business. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can join us at facebook.com/groups/fire your inner critic, request to be accepted, and join us in the community. I need to come up with a name for the community. If you have an idea for a name, let me know. So in today's FB Live training, I'm talking about how do you have good energy when you sell. So a lot of people, when they're beginning a business, there's a ton of fabulous energy around the idea of a business. So when you first want to start a business, you think of the name, you get excited. You think of you go file the LLC online with your state office, you're excited. You open up your first business bank account, you are excited. You make your first dollar, you tape it to the wall, you're excited. So the excitement, the passion, and the purpose are all there at certain moments in business development. But where for so many, especially if you're brand new or you're thinking about starting a business, where the energy dies down or goes away tends to be in the place where you actually need your highest level of energy most. It's in the selling. It's in the serving and the offering of what you offer in terms of transformation to your clients. So I'm going to talk today about how to have good energy when you sell. So this is not going to be a 5-step process. It's not going to be a 7-step process. It's not even going to be a 10-step process. How do you have good energy when you sell boils down to asking and answering 4 questions actually. I'm not going to break them down to 5. I'll keep them at 4. 4 questions that if you answer those really strongly before you get on a phone call with someone, before you write a call to action for a blog post, before you do any selling, if you ask and answer these 4 questions, you will see that your energy will be intact. Hey, Mike, your energy will be intact. You will feel much more powerful when you sell, and it puts you in a position of certainty when you sell. So whatever you're selling to people, at the end of the day, whoever you are selling to, the person with the most certainty wins. The person who is sure, clear, clarity, certainty. The person in a sales call, in a sales connection, at the end of a blog post, the person with the most certainty wins. And the problem with so many entrepreneurs is that we are certain that what we do is great. We're certain that people need what we do. But when we get on a sales call, we're not 100% certain that we are it for them, that they have the ability to choose our services, and that they must do it. A lot of the time when we go into a sales call, our certainty is kind of wiffle-waffly. And so at the end of the day, the person doesn't buy. And every excuse they'll give you for not buying sounds really good at the time. Not enough time, not enough money. I got to ask my husband or wife first. That sounds really cute at the time. But the reality of all that is the person with the most certainty on that sales call in that call to action wins. So how do you get certainty? 4 questions. So if you want to have good energy whenever you sell, you've got to ask a very important, this is the number 1 question of the 4 questions. What's my outcome? Before you offer anybody anything, before you do a sales call, before you send out an email to your email list, you need to ask yourself, before you even write the email to your email list, what's my outcome? What is my outcome? What's the result that I want from this email that I'm writing, or this blog post, or this book, or this sales call? What's my outcome? Not what are my activities, not what do I need to be doing in this email. What is the result that I'm going for? So that's the first question if you want to have good energy when you sell. Second question, what's my state? So I don't know if you've ever written an email in a shitty mood, but the email does not come out very good when you're writing an email in a shitty mood. Why? Because your state is shitty. So the second thing, once you say, what's my outcome? What do I want? The second thing you've got to ask yourself to have good energy when you sell is, what's my state? And if my state is shitty, how do I get myself into a much better state before I write that email, before I write that chapter, before I write that blog post, before I do an FB Live, before I, do a YouTube video, before I go on a sales call? What am I doing? What's my current state? So is my current state grumpy, frustrated, anxious, annoyed, rushed, busy, wishing I was somewhere else? What's my current state? And if your state is anything less than purpose-driven and passion-filled and on fire, and yes, there will be shitty days, but you have the power to transition yourself to a much better state. It might not be 100% powerful, but if you are in a frustrated, angry, bored, feeling like you gotta do this email or this blog post rather than you get to do it, chances are it's not going to produce the outcome or the result you want, because your state is not where it needs to be. Your state is not producing the certainty where, with whoever you're selling to, they're going to be more certain to you that they don't want what you offer than you're going to be certain that you have amazing things to offer if you're in a shitty state. So, first question, what's my outcome? Second question, what's my state? Third question, and this by far is the one that gets me pumped up the most when I'm selling, what's my vision for this person? Not what is the benefit of what I offer to this person? Not what am I selling to this person? What is my vision for this person? Meaning, when they've read a book that I've written, when they've listened to a podcast episode that I've done, when they've bought an online course from me, what is your vision for the person who's going to become your client? What does their life look like in your eyes as a result of them working with you? What's your vision for this person? And you have to have your vision for their lives so crystal clear in your mind that literally when you get on this call, you are speaking to them from the place of not where they are, but where they're going to be after they work with you. The vision. And your vision will guide that call. Your vision will bolster your certainty. That vision will say, hey, that's my vision for the person working with me. Hey, Tanya. So again, if we want to have good energy when we sell, number one, we have to know what's my outcome. What's the result that I want before I go out and sell, whether it's a blog post or a call to action or a Facebook post or a sales call. What's my outcome? And then what's my state? Am I feeling shitty? Or am I feeling powerful? Am I feeling like I have to make this sales call, or I have to sell this to somebody? Or am I feeling like I get to sell this? I get to share this. I get to support someone. And then the third question is, what's my vision for the person that I'm selling to? What will their lives look like when they've worked with me? What will their lives look like once they've taken my workshop, they've read my book, they've been my client? What transformation will they experience? So when I talk to them about this opportunity, when I email them about this opportunity, I'm not speaking to them from the place that they are. I'm speaking to them to the vision that I have of who they're going to be after they've worked with me. That's powerful, and that gives you certainty. And then fourth and final question, if you want to have good energy whenever you sell what you sell, fourth question is really, really important. And you want to make sure you get this. What can I do to help them right now? What can I do to help them get to that vision right this very minute? What can I do to help them? And get out of you and get completely into service to them and be all there for them, all present. When you send an email, all of you is in it, that email. When you have a call with them, all of you is in that call. When you do a sales call with them, you are totally zoned in and focused on being and holding the space for them. And if you answer those 4 questions before you even go on the call, if you answer, what's my outcome? What's my state? And if my state is shitty, get into a better feeling state. What's my vision for this person? And then what can I do to help them achieve that right now as I sell? You're going to be in a really good state. You know why? Because you're going to be driven by vision. You're going to be in a better feeling place. You're going to hold the space for them. You're not going to hear who they are right now. You're already seeing who they're going to be after working with you, and you're going to speak. You're going to call to their higher selves from that perspective. And you're not going to hear their objections in the way, you're not going to take their objections as, well, it's about I'm not good enough, or I don't offer enough, or my price is too high. You're going to hear any objection they give you as a call to being more, to really saying, they need to know that they're worthy of this. Thanks, Mike. They need to know that they're worthy of this. And the reality is we take objections way too personally. So at the end of the day, if you use these 4 questions, not only will you have good energy when you sell, not only will you serve on a higher level, but you'll feel amazing while you do that. And you will know that even if this person doesn't buy from you, you have made an impact on their lives with one interaction, because you came from a powerful place, speaking to them in their powerful place and serving them with everything you've got. It doesn't get better than that. It just doesn't. It doesn't get better than that. So that's how you have good energy when you sell. I will see you guys on the next FB Live. Bye, everybody.